The conflict between Russia and Ukraine has the potential to be a significant victory for democracy and stability in Europe, as well as serving the national interests of the United States. Initially, this objective received strong bipartisan support, but more recently, support among Republicans has declined. A survey found that 48% of Republicans believe that the U.S. is doing too much to help Ukraine, compared to just 6% in March. In a subsequent survey, the Chicago Council on Global Affairs asked respondents to choose between two policies: continuing to support Ukraine, even if it means higher prices for food and fuel, or urging Ukraine to make concessions to Russia in order to achieve peace and lower prices for U.S. consumers. Democrats were more likely to choose the first option, while Republicans were more likely to choose the second. It is not yet clear how the new House Republican majority will respond to these sentiments, but leading Senate Republicans have so far resisted them. The text suggests that cutting or delaying aid to Ukraine would be irresponsible and could have disastrous consequences, and it calls for Congress and the Biden administration to cooperate in providing Ukraine with the assistance it needs in order to survive and move forward. The conflict has also had a significant negative impact on Ukraine's economy, which is projected to shrink by 35% this year, with inflation at around 30%. Without financial assistance from the U.S. and its allies, Ukraine's government will be unable to continue functioning. Russia's attacks on Ukraine have caused widespread damage to the country's infrastructure, including water, electricity, heat, and transportation systems, and it is likely that these attacks will continue. In response, Russia has developed a new military doctrine called the Strategic Operation for the Destruction of Critically Important Targets, which is designed to undermine civilian morale in Ukraine. Countering this doctrine will be a major challenge. The Biden administration has promised to provide $53 million worth of equipment to help Ukraine repair its energy infrastructure, but this may not be enough. An organized international group may be needed to provide ongoing support to Ukraine to address the ongoing needs of its civilians for as long as necessary. In order to protect its infrastructure and maintain the fight against Russia, Ukraine will need to significantly upgrade its air defenses. This could include supplies of man-carried surface-to-air missiles, advanced surface-to-air missile systems, state-of-the-art radar-guided anti-aircraft guns, advanced radar and laser devices to improve the accuracy of Ukraine's defenses against Iranian-built drones and loitering missiles, and eventually, advanced Western fighter aircraft. Western sanctions have had a negative impact on the Russian economy, and there are concerns that the situation may deteriorate further in the coming year. The Russian auto industry has suffered a collapse in production, retail sales have decreased by 10%, and tax revenues from non-energy sectors have declined by approximately 20%. The large military draft in the fall has also weakened the civilian economy. Despite the negative impact of Western sanctions on the Russian economy, there is no indication that this will lead to an end to the war. In fact, Russia appears to be shifting resources from civilian to military production and is receiving assistance from imports of missiles and artillery from Iran and North Korea. Both Ukraine and the U.S. are experiencing difficulties in maintaining sufficient artillery supplies, with Ukraine firing around 90,000 rounds per month and the U.S. struggling to increase its monthly production from 14,000 to 20,000 rounds. It is uncertain when the war will end, but Russia is believed to be trying to outlast Ukraine and its allies. It will be important for political leaders to work towards a resolution to the conflict and prevent a reduction in aid to Ukraine, whose efforts to defend their freedom have been admirable.